Hopefully you guys like that snippet from a video that I shot for a friend called David Whitehouse. He happens to own a tree surgeon business, and I've been on at him for a long time. You need to be doing videos, you need to be doing videos. So I says, I'll just come around to him and film a video for him and get it done. But what I want to specifically talk about in this episode is the construction industry. Now, the construction industry is obviously a massive industry. It's been going for years, since way back. And people have always done things through word of mouth. That primarily has been the main way of advertising. Do you know a good builder? Do you know someone that can do this? Do you know anyone that can do an extension for me? That has been the typical way of advertising. Now and then someone might post something on a page and post a picture, I love what my builder's done. And that's as far as it goes. Some companies, big companies, have gone the marketing route, but some of them still are not doing it right. They're just showing before and afters. They're not really going the branding side of things, which is why I thought it'd be useful to put together 4 top tips for people that are within the construction industry that they can start practically using this week. Because don't forget, the #1 thing about home improvements, if you're in the contracting industry or even if you're in the commercial contracting industry, people like to know who they're doing business with, especially if they're welcoming someone into their home or into their garden, into their private space where their family is. They want to know that they like and trust you. That is a major thing. Now, one of the discussions that I had with my friend was I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving myself in a vulnerable position where anyone can come along, start creating videos and creating digital content that captures everyone's attention, and then all of a sudden they become known as the main person within that niche or category. They might not even have the biggest reputation, they might not even have the best quality of work, but the fact that they're in front of everyone and they're recognizable to a lot of people, that's who everybody's going to think of when they're looking for someone who's a contractor. Now, that leaves the industry wide open, but it also leaves room for disruption. Now, this is what I'm coming on, and this is what I like to help people with, helping them to understand how to disrupt industries, because I think right now we're seeing it everywhere, from Uber, from Airbnb, and now big have done it through disrupting and doing things differently compared to how they have always been done. So hopefully on this channel, I'm going to continue to give you some more tips that can help you to disrupt your industry, and you don't specifically need a massive budget to do it. You can literally get started straight away yourself this week if you put these steps into action. So here are 4 steps for you that are going to help you to disrupt your industry, but more specifically today, it's going to be about the construction industry. So let's get into it. So tip #1 is understanding your customer. Understanding your customer by putting yourself in their shoes. If a customer is doing DIY, how can you come up with tips, hacks, and little tricks of the trade that you can give them in order for them to save time, save money, or be more effective with what they're doing whenever they go about the approach of DIY? And if you're like me, I've got no clue with DIY. I'm just not that guy. I'm more of a desk guy. I don't DIY at all. I'd rather pay someone than actually do it. But at the times that I do actually attempt and horribly fail, I'm gonna look online for help. I'm just going to, because that's the type of person that I am. So if somebody is there that's willing to help me and give me advice and kind of take my hand along the way, then when I think of a big job like an extension or a bathroom or a kitchen or something like that, I'm definitely not going to do it myself. I'm going to look to someone that's been helping me along the way, especially if they're in my area, and I'm going to contact them because they've already proven to me that they care, because they're giving me information that I can use and that you're not even getting paid for. So automatically you've built that value and built that relationship. Then on top of that, I know that you know what you're talking about because I've put into practice what you're talking about on your videos. So automatically you've sold yourself to me and that you know what you're doing. Obviously you might do some checks and references and all that kind of stuff, but as long as you're good at what you do, that's the main thing, and you're in front of me, I already know you. I'll rather invite you into my home than a stranger. Because I know you, I see you online, I probably engaged with you in the comment section or something like that, so we kind of already have that relationship, if you get me. Now let's get into tip #2. You need to talk about the products or tools within your industry and educate your customers on the best way to use them, or which ones they should look out for, or which ones they shouldn't be using. By doing this, automatically you're educating the consumer on what to do, what choices to make, and stuff like that. A lot of the time, people understand that something looks nice in their living room or something like that, but they don't actually realise they will only last for a couple of years because the quality isn't that good. It looks pretty, but the quality isn't that good. That will only come from years of practical hands-on experience with materials like that will give them that understanding. Now you have that understanding obviously because you do that. So if you share that with them and package that in a way that they want to receive, which is online videos, then automatically they're going to thank you for it because you've saved them loads of time and you've saved them money. Rather than them buy them and next thing you know they start dropping off the wall or something starts happening, you're educating them on what they should be doing and looking out for. Like, that's the best thing. So by doing that, automatically you're helping them and adding value. Now moving on to tip number 3 is show up consistently and be transparent. Be exactly who you are. Don't put on a fake persona when you're in front of the camera. Just be exactly who you are. You don't want to be someone that you're not, and you don't want to show your team or your employees as someone that they're not. Because when you turn up onto a site, let's say you're doing an extension and you've got a few of the guys there and you're working and everything. When you're working throughout the day, you are who you are because everyone knows what goes on sites and everyone knows what happens, the banter, all that type of stuff. So there's no point in coming across as that corporate guy in front of the video because you think that's the way that things have to be done on video. And that's how a lot of people think of it when they think of business and all that. But it doesn't have to be done that way because you just need to be real. You just need to be consistent with your character. You need to show that you care, which is number 1, and show that you're there to help people. You're there as a resource for people to use and get insight, knowledge, understanding, and value from. That's how you want to position yourself. So don't worry about the, hi, I'm such and such and I earn this firm. Don't worry about that. Just be who you are and speak as you do and who your team are. And also it's introducing another character, and that's the part of storytelling. The same way soaps, movies, all these different things that you see on entertainment, they introduce different types of characters for different episodes and different roles. So you can do exactly the same thing. It's no different. Moving on to tip number 4. Well, we're getting through these kind of quickly actually, they're quicker than what I thought. But tip number 4 is simple. Show and tell. So show an example of before and after, like the majority of people do. Most of the time they take a picture before and then they show the after, which is fine. But go that one step further. Show a video of the before and explain what was wrong with it, what challenges you might face and what you might come across. And then also show the after and show, actually, I thought it was going to go this way, but we ended up doing it like this because of X, Y, Z. Or there might be a colour scheme that the customer thought would work really well, but when they put it with the flooring, it didn't look right, so we went with this. This is why sometimes people that are looking for inspiration, they already have ideas and they already know that they want to get some kind of work done within the home, but they don't know exactly what they want done. And content like this that you're going to be sharing about show and tell is going to be shareable content, just like the how-to content, highly shareable content. Because let's say Michelle shares it with Amy and says, check this out, because she knows that Amy is in the market for a new kitchen because they was talking about it just the other day. So she's going to share with her one of your videos which is talking about kitchens, and it happens to give her some inspiration, and you're also showing that you're an authority within the sector. Next thing you know, Amy's inboxing you saying, oh, actually, can I have a quote? Can you come and talk to me about this? I saw your video. And it starts the conversation. That is literally all you need to be doing. And that is why video is such a powerful tool, because it enables people to be inspired, but also educated and entertained at the same time. Hopefully these 4 tips were useful to you guys. But if you know a builder or a contractor of any kind in the construction industry, then tag them in this or share this with them. It could help them to take their business to that next level. And I'll see you guys again soon on the next video where I'll give you some tips on how to disrupt an industry and generate a profits and grow your brand through the use of visual storytelling. See you soon.